Hello and welcome to another episode of the Unexpected Entrepreneur Podcast. Today we are back with another guest episode with our previous clients, Jen and Kayla. So we're super excited to talk all about the rebrand experience. But before we jump into all of that, do you want to let everyone know who you are, what you do, how long you've been in business, all that great stuff?
Yeah, so we are Weaver Films and Photography, formerly known as Weaver Wedding Films. Jen, Kayla.
We've been in the industry for about 10 years, and we have had our company officially for 8.
Perfect. Well, it is so great to be talking to y'all again. I know it's been a little bit since we launched everything, but if we're thinking back to before you decided that it was time to rebrand, were there any challenges that y'all are facing, anything that was going on that kind of triggered the okay, I think it's time to do this?
Yeah, so I guess our main problem was just not having a very consistent brand, and just, we wanted to attract more of our ideal clients just because we've kind of narrowed down since when we started our business, we've gotten to a point where we can be a little bit more selective about the projects and the weddings that we take on. So we really wanted to focus in more on finding that ideal client, both in the wedding side and the commercial side.
Yeah, and we had originally opened our business under one name, and then we had a DBA, which was Weaver Wedding Films, and we wanted to put everything packaged nicely together under one name. And part of that was getting you guys to find that creative solution for us for the website as well. So everything is now under Weaver Films and Photography.
Which I'm sure feels great to not have multiple things going on, and just it's one name and it's there and it's the same for everything.
Yep.
No, but I think that's a great, when we're looking at, as businesses evolve and you're like, okay, I know, who I want to work with. We have our kind of style. We have the things that we're, doing that we're known for. We're kind of building this traction, being able to have a brand that attracts the specific type of clients that you want to work with. So it's not so much everybody coming in and being like, okay, well, I mean, we want to do these weddings, and well, sometimes you're like, I'll take it on, but having the really a brand and a website and everything that's just this is the exact type of people that I want to work with, and these are the types of people that I want to attract is a great way to kind of lead your business into that next era and that next timeline for what it looks like and the type of people that you actually work with.
Yeah, exactly. We wanted the website to do that part for us.
Exactly, yeah. Take care of it, filter people out before they even get to you.
Right. I like that now that after working with you guys, our website it has a lot of messaging that we wanted to portray to our couples and our clients, and we kind of take some of the load off of us having to do that with every single person. They just can go to our website and learn more about everything, who we are and what we do. And so that just streamlines the whole process to help us and our clients, just to make sure that we're both a good fit.
Yeah, exactly. It's kind of that I don't need to, you're not answering the same questions over and over and over again. And if there's certain things that might people might be like, okay, that's not for me, or this is exactly what I'm looking for. They find it right off the bat, and it's not that, spending a whole bunch of time looking at it to be like, actually, this isn't the right fit, or yes, you're the perfect people for me.
Right. Yeah, it's also about that experience whenever they find us on social media or our website through Google, that we want them to have, because that is also part of, with our work, they have the experience with us on their day, and, we're really close with them. So we want them to understand what it's like to work with us.
It's that building that trust and that confidence, right off the bat. The client experience starts from the second they find you to, the second you offboard them. So having something that's consistent and looks great and feels great and answers all the questions and, makes them feel confident in you as a, service provider is a huge thing, regardless of if it happens, during the day or before or after or anything like that.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
Now, with your old kind of brand website, all of that, was that something that you guys had kind of put together yourself? Was it something that, you had worked with someone else? What did that kind of look like before you rebranded?
Yeah, I mean, I started out using just a do-it-yourself Wix template, and that's what I started with when I started this whole business back in 2017, technically, when I kind of took the first step of starting the whole business, getting the LLC and stuff, and I just opened up a Wix site. And I think I actually opened a Wix site before that I ended up changing. I just changed a million times because it wasn't ever right. And then I finally just settled on one like, you know, a website design that I thought looked like what we wanted to express, like the luxury experience that we wanted to express. And there was just
a little more professional.
Yeah, it was, I mean, it was the best that I could probably do because I mean, as a creative myself, I do a different type of, creation. I do, photo video work, and designing a website is just a different animal. And I did the best I could, and it worked for a while, but there was always something about it that just felt a little off. There was just parts of the website that just, I wanted to say a certain thing. I wanted to express a certain, idea, and I didn't know what to do to make it what I wanted it to be. So you guys definitely helped with that part of it, and just making the overall brand, just making our whole brand just consistent with a very specific theme that was just like repeated throughout the website. And it didn't seem like it was just all over the place anymore.
No, I totally get that. And there is that kind of bridge of, being a creative, you have a vision, an idea of what you want it to look like and what you want to portray and what you want people to see. But then sometimes there's that disconnect between how do I actually make that happen? And, that's working. Sometimes you get that frustration. And I mean, we have the same thing every time we're like, I have a vision for what I want my like brand photos to look like, but there's no, like, if I tried to do it myself, it's not going to happen, and it's not going to, look exactly how I want it to. So I think that's one of our favorite things of, working with creatives, is having that back and forth and that collaboration, and like getting your vision, but then being able to actually, put it on the website, put it in the brand, and make it come to life in that way.
Exactly.
So since the brand and website kind of launched, what have you kind of seen? How has it been working for you, either with clients or even with, yourselves internally, showing up in the business, anything like that?
It is a lot easier for us to, kind of manage it ourselves. Once we figured out the inner workings of everything, that has been so simple for me to add things to the website and change things. But I think the first thing that we noticed was our peers in the industry. They immediately were like, wow, this is gorgeous. Your old website was great too, but this is just really top notch.
We've gotten lots of compliments from both our peers and friends and stuff like that, but just also clients and, new visitors to the website. We've gotten a lot of good reaction about the design and just the overall branding. Now we've lots of compliments on everybody. Hey, I love your new branding, because it's thorough. It's it's consistent throughout our social media as well as the website. So it's really clear about who we are and what we do, what our brand is, and that kind of stuff. So that's really nice.
Yeah, having that, like, it's not kind of pieced together, things look different on different places. It's really, consistent, and you get that, again, that same experience wherever you see it, but also being able to update it, because obviously you're doing new weddings, you're doing new sessions all the time. Like, being able to go in and update it yourself, not feel like it's outdated, not feel like it's frustrating, you're trying to pull out your hair, like things are getting messed up every single time you go in. I feel like that's a huge thing, and it's one of our favorite things about, being able to do these sites and, give you tutorials and have you on platforms where it is really easy to do that, because it gives you more freedom, more flexibility. It lets you show off, your best work all the time, 24/7, regardless of, what's going on or when you're doing stuff, anything like that.
Yeah, it's definitely nice. We feel like we have a system in place now when we do want to add, we have a new project we've done, or a new wedding that we want to add some photos from, or whatever, it's really nice to have a consistent like system to do that, and not feel like we're just overwhelmed. Like, oh my gosh, we need to update the website. It's like, really, it's pretty good already as it is, but we just can make simple tweaks here and there as we need to.
Yeah, it's not that thing on your to-do list that you're just like absolutely dreading, because you're like, I know this is going to take forever and like be so difficult. It's just like, all right, let's go add this in and we're good.
Yeah, I would literally sit there and waste time, like hours, just trying to tweak the website, and then I would spend hours and it would still look like crap.
Yeah. Or something would like look good on the desktop and not mobile.
Yeah.
And we have to go back and like in a panic, like, oh my gosh, before somebody sees it. But the new platform that we're on is definitely a lot more user friendly in that sense, that it's just like so intuitive.
Yeah. It definitely, that's one of our favorite things about Show It, and making it like super easy to just do anything and not feel like it's impossible, or not feel like, you have to be a full-on designer to figure out how to update your own website or anything like that. It's your site. You should be able to make changes and feel good about it.
Yeah, I do like the feature that Showit has too that you guys implemented for us, that was selecting a certain brand color scheme and font theme, and so I'm very confident now that all of our colors and all of our fonts and all that kind of the styles and stuff are all very consistent. And beforehand, I don't even know how many fonts I used. I probably just like would get on a new page, forget what I'd used before, and pick something that was similar enough, and it was just a mess. So.
Yeah, it makes it very easy to have consistency across the board, consistency in the branding, and using different elements, pulling things in to make it look really nice, and that good experience as people are clicking through whatever pages it is. And then also with yours being able to have kind of two different color palettes so that people can very clearly see the difference between the wedding side and the commercial side, and being really clear on where it is. So we had a lot of fun kind of building that out and playing around with that too.
Yeah, that's another part that we really appreciate having too, is because we did merge the two brands together from the wedding side and the commercial side. So now that has been getting a lot of good feedback as well, how we implemented that on the website to make it really easy to switch between the commercial side and the wedding side versus having two separate websites completely.
Exactly. It makes it so much easier for you to manage it too. So you're not like going into too many things and all these platforms and passwords and trying to update stuff. So no, we love that. Was there any part of rebranding with us that either was your favorite or anything that kind of surprised you throughout the process?
Well, just continuing on with the splitting up the brands and merging the two brands into one. The idea that you implemented the button to be able to switch back and forth, I thought that was a really cool idea that I'd never really thought about before. And that makes it really simple to just keep everything separate but still together. Because another one of the problems that we were finding was just people that wanted to, talk to us about some commercial work, but they knew us through the wedding industry, or vice versa. Like it got a little bit too confusing, and sometimes, and it was just like a barrier, an obstacle that we had to face as just a small challenge that we never knew, like, oh, do we brand this as Point of View or do we brand this as Weaver? And it just makes it a lot easier now to just send them to one website. We have one set of business cards now, and it's very clear that they can look at either side and still have that separation, because we want to portray that we are experts in two separate areas. Yeah. And not just like a jack of all trades that doesn't really know how to do anything well or like anything like great, but just we actually do specialize in these two areas, and it looks very nice and streamlined now. And I think the messaging is a lot more clear than it was before.
Yeah, I think there's that kind of line of, figuring out how to meet people where they are, but also making it really easy for them to filter themselves and find what they need to find. So that, again, like you were saying, not having to do so much back and forth with everyone or feel like it's complicated, but just really simple. Like, if you want this, you go here. If you want this, you go here. And it has all the information that they would need for, whatever service that they're looking for.
Yeah.
Right.
And I think also while we were designing, while you guys were designing and we were approving things, if there was something that we didn't like or we wanted to see something a little different, when we mentioned that, we were like, we don't really know what we want to see, but we'd like to see something different here. You guys just like blew us out of the water. Like, this is, exactly what I would love to have on our website, and it's for us. And so it was really fun.
And one thing about that I was kind of surprised, because I didn't really expect, just in the whole process, like the whole design process is, you think about, luxury wedding services or, videography, photography services, they have to just be very just bland looking and just very neutral color palettes, and just, we're very high end, and, it's just boring looking kind of, and that's kind of what I was trying to do with my website before. But I mean, that's not who we are. We're not just boring. We are kind of, we have a fun side to us, and that is what we want to portray. And that was something I had never really thought about as something that we need to incorporate on our website to show the fun side of us along with the professional side. And you guys did a pretty amazing job at blending those ideas together. And I was like, oh my gosh, our website actually looks nice and luxury and professional, but also shows our fun side.
Yeah, I think there's definitely that line between luxury in the sense of having a really well put together service and experience for clients and delivering a high quality product, versus that traditional black, white, beige, everything feels like the same. And merging that to have something that looks really great, it looks professional, but also shows your personality, and it makes you stand out, so that when people are looking at, 10 different sites, yours is the one that has color, that shows that personality, that has a little bit more to it. And that's the one that people are going to, remember and connect with and go back to time and time again. So I think bridging that gap between luxury doesn't need to mean boring. Like, you can still have a really fun, interactive site that shows that high quality work that you do.
Yeah, and that's something I was always scared to use colors and stuff when I was designing it myself. I was like, oh, I can't use any bold colors. But you guys kind of opened our eyes to that part of it and let us know this is actually okay to do, and actually is going to benefit us a lot more, because it just shines our personality into our website and our brand.
Yeah, it's definitely one of our favorite things to do, because it makes it more fun. It makes you more personable. It allows people to connect with you on a deeper level, and it makes everything stand out as people are looking through all this stuff. So it's a win-win for everyone.
Yeah, for sure.
So I have one more question for you. Now that you have everything live and we have the new brand and website, how confident do you feel with everything?
We feel pretty confident now. I mean, it's nice to be able to like send our website to somebody or hand them our business cards, and just know with full confidence that they're going to show up at our site and they're going to know exactly where to go, based on what they're looking for. And it's going to look impressive. It's going to show them who we are and what we do. It's a nice feeling to not feel embarrassed or like nervous about showing them any part of our website that might not be fully what we want it to be.
Yeah, don't click that page.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's that big stress relief of like, I know that my website is going to help convince you even more, not be a detriment or something that makes you question anything. Like, it's just going to make the experience even better. And, sometimes just something as simple as that can make the biggest difference in how you yourself show up in your business and talk to people and connect with people. So we absolutely love hearing that. Okay, so if anyone wants to take a look at your new brand and website and check it out, where can they find you online?
So they can visit weaverfilmsandphotography.com and check out our new awesome website that Inkpot designed.
Perfect. Well, we will link that down in the description below. Thank you again so much for coming on and talking about all of this, and we'll catch you in the next episode.